Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the channel. I'm Dustin and I'm here to show you some things about glass in the industry that I'm involved with. For today's video, we're going to be showcasing the Nqalha, which is a tool that was invented by Mike Peterson. I think that for a lot of people, this would be a really useful tool in a lot of ways. I think you could blow glass from start to finish with it. For me, I found late stage construction to be really helpful. So I wanted to share it with you guys and see what you guys thought. Feel free to comment on the video and I'll be giving away this droplet pendant today. That's for one of you guys. And at the end of this video, we're of course going to give away the mushroom pendant from the last video with Michael Oakland. And thank you guys all for watching that video. It was really fun to have that interview with him. I wanted to thank our sponsor, Mountain Glass Arts. They've been a longtime supporter of the glass industry, and they've been one of the big reasons why people all over the world can just order tools and start blowing glass right at a spot that they have. You should check them out and look at all their color selection and just drool over the wide variety of tools that they have. I want to thank our other sponsor, Revere Glass School. For you, those of you guys that would like to know more about blowing glass and want more guidance and mentorship along the way, feel free to check out revereglass.com. Just hit that chat button and I'd love to be there for you along your journey with glass. All right, you guys, let's get into the studio and check out the Nqalha.
Choose your character.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for coming to the studio. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, and thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate what you've done. When I started learning glassworking, when I started off on this wonderful adventure a little over 5 years ago, I used to watch all of your videos over and over again, and I consider them to be the standard of excellence in glasswork videos.
Thanks. That means a lot. But to both Kevin and I, we put a lot of work into it.
Say a little bit about my adventure and why I'm here and what it is that I've been doing. I've been inventing and making things for 60 years and eventually ended up getting paid quite well for a very long and successful engineering career, mostly in software and electronics, but a little bit of mechanical here and there.
Okay.
And I worked at a variety of very interesting places. I worked in the music business. I worked with one of the world's top eye surgeons to design equipment for eye surgery. Worked with Walt Disney Imagineering, doing control systems, electronics, mechanical design, animatronic design.
So you have plenty of experience working with artists as well, then.
I've
in the
always
past.
loved working with artists. One of the best things about working in the music business was designing instruments and equipment that musicians would use to make music. And it's one of my favorite things about now being part of the glassworking world is seeing what glassworkers do with the tools and machines that I come up with.
Speaking of what you've come up with, what do we have here? Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, this is the Nqalha. And I happen to like these kind of odd acronyms. It stands for Not Quite a Lathe, Handwork Assistant.
Cool.
And it's a positioning and spinning machine for glasswork. So, put it over here in the spinning mode. Now, for most normal glasswork, a moderate speed is reasonable, but for some things, it's kind of a nice thing to have the centrifugal force, like spinning out a goblet foot or spinning a cylinder against a graphite paddle.
Sure.
The high-speed operation actually can be your friend. Of course, you have to be careful with it because, hot glass going that fast, if you don't know what you're doing, you better watch out. So the machine has electromagnets on all of its axes When you're not touching it, it locks and holds in position. It releases all of the electromagnets and allows you to run it through its full range of motion, and it does have a large range of motion. It can do true vertical up and down for things like pushing a Maria onto graphite, can do full vertical. It is adjustable so that if you want that vertical to be really vertical, like with a square, there's little adjustment screws so you can get it really right. And move it around to whatever position you want, nearly effortlessly. I mean, I'm just using like one finger to move it around like this, so you can kind of like in and out of the flame. And so that's the kind of the controllable axis single-sided lathe operation, but it also is useful for other things. It's a holding fixture. It can hold your piece in place when it's not rotating. So let's say that you were putting dots on a marble. Let me get the foot pedal over here into position. It's got a foot pedal. And so, for example, if you were putting decoration on the face of a marble, you could have the Nqalha locked in whatever position you wanted to lock it in, whatever is convenient for you for making it handy so that it fits your work position, making it visible so you can see what you're doing. And then you can use a hand torch and the stringer so you can like put down a dot, move, dot, move, dot, move. Same thing, turn it around like this. And I believe you were using this a little bit earlier. You can do striping and do striping on a surface. What a lot of guys use it for is assembly. You get visibility, you can get access, you can, refine your weld, perfect your weld, stick on your attachment, move it around. Oh, you want to let gravity help you? You can move it up here, let gravity fall down, let gravity fall down. And then you can have this guy in the back of the flame kind of like staying warm while you're doing something else.
I can see tons of really great applications for this. I'm kind of thinking of it like there's things that I do on the torch that I don't do on the lathe and vice versa. And each tool has its strengths. So this has a lot of applications for construction, marine making, keeping things warm, keeping your body going longer. And everyone who I've talked to has also said they really appreciated what it can do. And you can just tell by the way that it's built that clearly a great engineer and have put tons of thought into this.
Well, and it's a tool for artists. And I think artists are inspired by tools that look nice.
Absolutely. You want to be working around things that you enjoy and are pretty and inspire you to make more pretty, beautiful things.
I would see some guy would just like turn it around in this direction and do this with it and go, wow, I never thought of that. And little bit by little bit, as the glassworking community, as more of these get out into the world, a lot of new techniques are going to be developed.
Mike, I see you brought something else with you, and this is really an interesting thing that I think is going to work great with the Nqalha, and the things that can be made together are going to be incredible. Let's drag this over here and talk about what you got.
This is Octavius. Octavius squeezer, a multi-axis hot glass squeezer. And it's got 8 axes of motion, which means that it can squeeze from 2 directions, 3 directions, 4 directions, or 6 directions. And, from big to small, you can squeeze any size.
Yep.
Die pieces, which are also quick disconnect, slide into the slot and onto the pin, and they don't have to be flat. You can have shaped dies as well. This is a radius that can push a little divot into the side of your glass.
Yep.
I've been using it in my latest designs where I'll start out with my marine piece and then push in a divot into the side and then lay in another design piece into that divot and push and squeeze and watch the glass flow around. It's not currently offered for sale. This is release candidate number 1. The prototype has been through several different iterations in my shop. It's going to be a modular system, and that means that it will be sold it piece by piece.
This is really interesting. I can't wait to mess around with this. I'm already thinking of designs of pieces that I want to make using this in conjunction with this. So that's really exciting. I wanted to really thank you, Mike, for coming out and, you know, giving us an opportunity to try this stuff out and see what we think. And it's just really exciting. I wanted to let you guys know that Mike's been really generous and offering 5% off to anybody who mentions that you saw this in the video. Just when you call, just mention that you saw it in the Revere video. And yeah, sincerely, thank you, Mike. We're really excited to work together, and your stuff is ingenious. So it's just an honor to be able to try it and mess around with it.
Yes, and links will all be available.
Yep.
Nqalha.com is the website where you go to get all the information you want. I also have a YouTube channel, Mike Peterson Manufacturing and Engineering, where I show both myself and a variety of far better glassworkers using my machines. So,
Yep, the links are down the bottom of the video, you guys. So thanks a lot for checking this out, and we'll see you guys really soon. Welcome back, you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the Nqalha. It's a super interesting tool that I think will have a long life in the glass industry. For those of you guys that are interested in learning more about the Nqalha, check it out right there on the website. And for those of you guys that are interested in purchasing one, it was really generous of Mike to offer a 5% discount to all of the viewers and members of the online school. So make sure that you mention that you saw the Nqalha in a Revere glass video, and Mike will give you that 5% off. So for this video, we're going to be giving away this droplet pendant. This was one of the color tests that I did on the online school. I am doing a color test of all the Glass Alchemy colors and talking about what I like about them and what I think they'd be useful for. So make sure you check out that on the online school, among many other things like the Derek Mitzel workshop that's coming up, and a huge community of people. And I'd love to be there with you along your journey with glass as well. It's time for the giveaway from last week's video. I want to give this pendant away to STL Slow Ninja. Dude, you are so right. And enjoy the pendant. Thank you so much for being a supporter of the channel. Just go to the website, click that chat button and say that you won the mushroom, and I'll send it right off to you. Thank you so much for being a supporter of the channel. I'll see you guys really soon in the next video, or I'll see you on the online school.